Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the show She Speaks at 10. Today, for Fearless Fridays, we have with us Ms. Simi Vasu, a special educator, mother of Karthik. Here today, she will be sharing her journey as a mother of a child who has special needs. Let us all give a very warm welcome to Ms. Simi.
Thank you so much, Amra Foundation, for this opportunity. And really, the pleasure is all mine. Thank you for inviting me. So, as you introduced, I am Sinivasu, and the best way to know me, the best way, the reason I am here is because I am mother of Karthik Venugopal, a 16-year-old boy with autism. And why I say that I am, I like to be introduced like that because Karthik is a person who gave meaning to my life. I mean, whatever I am today, whatever the reason people know me is because of him. So Karthik rather is the fearless hero here. And apart from autism, he, fights different other comorbid conditions or issues also. So with autism, my son has intellectual disability. And once he turned 10, after he reached his adolescence, at that time he started getting seizures. And it's as a mother, even though I'm a trained therapist, I've been trained to handle seizures. It's one of the toughest part to see, when your child is getting seizures, when his body is stiff or jerking. So, but I still find my son, fighting all that. And then last year we had one of the scariest period of our life when Karthik had a rare autoimmune disorder for which we do not even know how he got it. It's called pemphigus vulgaris, and it gives you blisters, very big blisters, water-filled blisters. And he happened to, I mean, we didn't even know what was the condition, and he was in the ICU and all. And later, through biopsy, it came out that it's a rare autoimmune disorder for which there is no cure. So I found him fighting that also. I mean, even in the hospital, the moment he passes that hospital, Kailash Hospital, where he was being treated, he says, कि मम्मा कार्तिक ने EEG ne and all those things, all the tests which was done, he laughs about it and he mentions it. Though at that time he was going through a tough time. So that's Karthik, but with all these things, you will find him always smiling, talking, very excited, very enthused about the things around him. So let's a brief about me. I was a corporate trainer before I became a special educator, and then once I had Karthik, and when this was diagnosed, I decided to train myself because I realized. As a mother, as a parent, that this journey is a lifelong journey. I will have to support him all my life and maybe make him as independent as possible. So all parents of children with special needs actually are always worried about that. What after us? So the first goal in our life always is to make our children as independent as possible. So I realized for that I need to train myself. So I did a course in special education. I did several other seminars, and I attended other workshops to well equip myself and know my child. So once I knew his condition, in fact, it made me a lot more stronger. In fact, I remember reading about seizures when I was doing the course. We had a seizure expert who had come to teach us, and she said a few children in the spectrum, autism spectrum, do get seizures when they turn towards adolescence. So I still remember very clearly the day I got a call from the school, Orain Kids, that he has had his seizures. And I was totally, I didn't know what to say because, statistics says, okay, this percentage, a very few percentage of children get seizures when they are in the spectrum. And somehow I happened to be on the wrong side of the statistics, or he happened to be on the wrong side of statistics. Similarly, with pemphigus also, it's such a rare disorder that 1 in 1 lakh or something get this. Again, so why this? But then you realize that you cannot, go on crying about why me or why it happened to him. No, you have to move ahead. You have to, fight each challenge when it comes, because either you can be broken and then let that affect your child, or you can learn from that and you can know, okay, I know this has happened, so now what next? So when we train ourselves, it gives us a lot of courage to, face such situations. We are able to understand our child better. So as a parent of a special needs child, I always say that to many parents also, that ignorance is not a bliss, in our field. You have to train yourself, you have to equip yourself, you have to know, what your child is going through. Because most of the time, as a society, we are very judgmental also. We know, oh, okay, if the child doesn't speak, it's like most of the relatives would say, oh, his father didn't speak till the age of 5, or okay, I mean, these things which you see generally, other kids also do. No, it's not like that. There are very stark differences, and at times there are things which has to be addressed there and then. There is no second way about it. So so to know, to gain knowledge is actually, your power. Then you know what you are, looking at. So that was one thing which actually, gave me a lot of courage to understand him. Another thing which I felt was very important for any child in this, or any parent, because once you get the diagnosis, it's devastating. Believe me, you for a few days you are like numb, you don't know what to do. But then you know there is a life, and there's somebody who's looking up at you, so you have to move ahead. You have to find ways. So at that time, what I feel, and in fact, this is a suggestion to all the parents in any special needs community: please intervene at the earliest. We all go to a denial mode. All of us do. I did it also, but that's not good for the child. The wait and watch approach is not good for the child, because I have been working with an early intervention team in a clinic here, and 4.5 years when I worked there, I've actually seen results when I used to get children as young as 1.8. So the results, the when the therapy is given continuously, and there is no miracle. It's simple, plain therapy which a special educator, an occupational therapist, and a speech therapist gives, and the parents also work as a team. So it's a interdependent team. It's a multidisciplinary team, but they are working together, and you actually see wonders. You actually see children, coming at par. Another myth I want to break here, is the cure part. Most of us get into this gambit of curing. So we try Ayurveda, we try Homeo, we try so many other things which are prevalent and which doesn't have any scientific proof. So uh, don't fall into that trap. Get into helping your child to become as independent. Many of the basic difference between a disorder and a disease like a viral infection has a cure. You take paracetamol or you take tablets and you're cured. But a disorder is something which you teach your child to manage. You teach them coping mechanisms. Yes, one thing about autism is it's a spectrum. It's a range of disorders. So many of times you are given examples of Einstein and all that, they had autism, but that's just 1% of the whole community. So majority of the parents like me and all, we know that we have to even teach our children a skill like buttoning, or a skill like bathing. When bathing, you have to cover your whole body. You have to see that even if the front part is your body, then the back part is also your part of body, because that body awareness is also not there in our children at times. So we teach them that. So the basic idea here is not to get into the cure form, but to help your child in every possible way, be his support. Third thing, which I want every parent to know: be an advocate. speak about it. I have never shied away. I know the society is very cruel. They do not spare words. They have a sympathetic eye, but I have found the sooner you accept it, because I work with so many parents, and Karthik goes to a special school. And Karthik is very verbal. He's very independent. And the school where he goes, Orient Kids, he happened to be the first child of that school. And it was a tough decision for me to make him join the school. But today I'm very happy. I also joined the school. I'm the principal of Orient Kids, but I'm very happy I took that decision. Though at that time, when he was in a mainstream and inclusive school, and the school people asked me to remove him, I was heartbroken. I was crying in front of the teacher. But today, the skills he has picked up, the things he has learned, is because he got that, that specific thing. I'm not saying every child should go to a special school or something, but understand your child and give him the best possible thing. But you should know your child. You should take help from professionals. You should yourself do research and help your child in every way. Don't pull him towards you, because this is your expectation of him. Go down to his level, understand him, and then know, okay, this is what my child is capable of, and I'll make sure that I give him my 100 or 200% to help him achieve this. From there, then the next level starts. So that's another very important lesson I learned in this journey. Another important lesson was the mental health of parents, be it a father, be it a mother. It is really heartbreaking to accept every day this thing, because so I'm in touch with so many parents, and every parent, is under immense stress. They are like they're not able to come to terms with it, though yes, we accept, but still that thing is always there in your heart, and that actually at times demotivate you when you see your child, most of the time you see your child struggling with simple things. At that time, even at this stage, sometimes you sit back and it gives a jolt. So each one of us should work towards our own mental health too. We cannot afford to be broken, or we cannot just give way to that grief. Then what? I mean, you have to heal. So make sure that you take out that me time, be it a father, be it a mother. You have avenues to you know unwind yourself. That could be just poetry. If you love to write poems, do that. If you love to paint, do that. If you just want to walk around in a mall or catch up with a movie, do that also. All these things, if that helps you, do it. Take out, and don't feel guilty about it, because if you do that, then you are much more charged to face your child next day. You are all the more energetic. So here, I just wanted to add also, because Amra Foundation has a mental health counseling for women and adolescent girls, which, and they have a free helpline also, so which is operational, and that please note down the number also. It is 1-800-833-2300. So I'll repeat, 1-800-833-2300. And this is operational 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. So make sure that you seek help, and there is no shame in seeking help. I have done it. I'm a special educator. At times I do go that rock bottom low. Then I have a lot of psychologist friends and all, so I just ring them up. I take help from them. I in fact I at the age of 43, when I was going through one of the lowest phase, I picked up running. So I started doing long distance running, and I simply enjoyed it. I mean, before that, I was never a sports person. I'm more of a writer, a more of a poet kind of person who used to love reading, and I still love reading. But because the stress was so much at that point of time, that I took up, running. And I started with 5 kilometers, then 10 kilometers, and I recently did my 21 kilometers also, half marathon. And I was so proud of it. Okay, at the age of 46, I am doing a half marathon. So do what makes you happy. And when you do your marathons and all, you get medals. And like a kid, I hang on to those medals also, that I've won a medal. So the mental health of a parent a father or a mother is very, very important. And at times, yes, in the Indian society, or in fact, many of the Asian societies, I've heard that the support system is not that much, because you are tagged, okay, okay, because of so and so sins, or because of this, you know, you or your child is suffering. Please don't fall into that trap. Make sure that you listen to these things, and you just don't give an ear, and you move forward. So these are apart from that, I mean, these as I told you, you accept your child as it is, you give him all the support they need, you know, the real, you know, you should be realistic in your expectations also. Like I know that my child has these conditions, so I would definitely would not, you know, put a pressure on him, which I know he would not be able to lift. So I'll make sure that these are small steps which I give him, so that he can cross each one of them at time, one at a time. And another thing is, you should play a lot with your child. You know, you should talk to him. Many a times, though with his intellectual disability and all, I find parents saying, "Ki, what is the point? You know, they will not understand and all." But I made sure that I took Karthik to as many places as possible, and I was never ashamed of saying that he has autism and he has, he understands a little less and all. If somebody asked me, I would say yes, he does. So I took him to, art galleries. I took him to museums. I took him to different places like Purani Delhi and all. I made sure, not only malls, gardens, museums, So today he understands so many things. His vocabulary, the zeal towards things are so. So much because of, I think, because of the exposure. I was never shy of saying to anyone that my son has autism. So one of the example which I would love to share is, I stay in Noida, and Noida has this beautiful metro pillars. When we start from our home to the school, these pillars have beautiful paintings. So they have beautiful paintings of different Indian painting styles. So there is Varli, there is Gondat, there are beautiful drawings of dancers. So all dance forms like Bharatanatyam or Mohiniyattam or Kathakali, Kathak. So you should see the excitement on Karthik's face when you're passing that area of the metro area. And every day he would, his face would brighten up, and he would be like, "Mama, ye kya hai?" And then I'll take Karthik, "Ye God art hai." "Mama, ye kya? Dekho, Varli painting hai. Mama, dekho, village scene hai." So he identifies a lot of art forms. He identifies a lot of dancers, and it is a delight to hear all these things also, because he's so proactive. He's asking you so many questions, and my best gift was, I showed him Gond art there, which is a tribal art form. And then one day we were passing an underpass near the Rajnigandha Chowk in Noida, and there again he saw Gond art of animals, their dog, and he immediately correlated, and he said, "Mama, dekho, Gond art hai." So your children surprise you. Your children are like, treat them as far as possible as you would treat your neurotypical child. I have a daughter. My daughter is Maithili is 20 years, and she's doing her second year in English literature. So the rules for both of them are the same. There is no discrimination at home. Just because Karthik has autism, he will get some, extra sympathy or comfort. No, that is not possible. Similarly goes for my daughter Maithili also. So we make sure that, because see, manners or discipline or these things, once you are out in society, it is the same for everyone. The society doesn't give you any leverage. So I made sure, as far as possible, he also learns all the things which my daughter learned. He knew that he had to wait for people, or he can't just grab things and all. So make sure that you treat your special child as like your normal, as your, I mean, in our language, don't say normal, we say neurotypical child also. So encourage them both to flourish together. And you will actually see, wonders when you treat them. Yes, again, the challenges would be there. It's not that it is, I mean, the way I am explaining, it's a cakewalk or everything happened, one fine morning, everything turned. No, it is a continuous journey. And I think till the time I am alive, it will not end. I mean, every day I'll have to teach him something new, or something different. And believe me, it could be as simple as, like, today the challenge with me is how to teach him to cut nails, because to coordinate, to bring the nail cutter and then to press, some things which we just take for granted. Nobody taught me how to cut nails, nobody taught me how to button my shirt and all. I just picked it up. But for a parent of a child with special needs, these things have to be taught. So with each age, you have new challenges to face and you have new things to do. But don't be daunted by it. Take each day as it comes. Don't think, we Indians, we as a community think far ahead. Okay, we need to add money, we need to save this much so that this much could happen. But when corona came, or when these landslides and all happened, it's an eye awakening thing. Whatever you say, whatever you do, nothing comes. I mean, when a catastrophe comes, strikes, or when things take you totally unguarded, yeah, you are baffled, you are, you don't know what to do. But so one thing which autism taught me was to take each day as it comes. So yes, there are doubts what after me, but I remember I got an advice from an much older parent, and he was like, he see, you do everything in good faith. So when you leave this world, you also say you live in good faith that everything would be good with your child. If he has a sibling or she has a sibling, then the sibling and the people around you would take care of him. So always have that positivity in your mind, that everything would be in good faith. Just don't spoil today thinking about the future. Just enjoy every bit, every moment you get with your child, uh, so that you are like, he will be fine, he will be in good hands. So that's what I would like to share. That's what I would like to tell everyone. In fact, I tell parents also, when the good Lord sent us here, you sent us to this earth. He didn't promise, that everything would be bright and future and sunny, and every day would be full of happiness. No. So there are sad days, there are very bad days, but there are very beautiful good days also. So, with that, I would like to tell everyone that just be, just be kind, compassionate, because now you have faced this. We have faced all this. So have compassion, have that kindness to accept everyone the same way, because in this world, I feel there is no bigger discrimination. There's no bigger difference between what our children face and what we take for granted. So be thankful, keep looking at all the good things which come in your life. Then it becomes much easier to face whatever you see. And always support your child. Always see the world from his perspective. He doesn't have to understand you. No, you have to understand the child. So always come down to the level of the child, and from there start your journey. Don't pull him towards you. So that's all from my side. And thank you once again, Amra Foundation. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, and I'm really proud. And I hope Karthik, becomes an inspiration. Karthik, shows the world that in spite of everything, you can still smile and you can be crazy about, paintings which you see around you. Thank you.
Thank you, Simiji, for sharing with us your story. We really appreciate and we really enjoyed this fearless story of yours, your journey. Thank you so much.